finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
One area of our business where we impact the local communities pretty heavily is the school systems. So we work for school systems all over the northern part of the state of New Jersey. We operate their water systems, their wastewater systems. We do a lot of their permitting and compliance work, and we ensure that the water that the kids drink is clean. We go out and do the sampling to ensure that it's not contaminated. And we also treat the wastewater that's being generated at a lot of these facilities as well before it gets discharged to the environment. So we are supporting the local community through supporting the boards of education and the local school systems.
It's Wednesday night, which means Racing Revolution is suited up and getting ready for another fantastic night of racing. Simtrax Broadcasting coming to you live. Patrick Morrison is always in the booth, and I think Stella's still walking up the bank of the tunnel turn here at the Bermuda Triangle. It's less than a week until Halloween, and a few drivers out there will be sporting some spooky paint jobs, so keep an eye out for your favorite driver as we go through them. Last week, these drivers laid rubber on the pavement of Road America in the All About Bugs 125. Tough battles all over the 4-mile track with last lap battles with Jeremy Burns and Robert Roeder. But the battle up front is what caught everyone's eye. The number 12 of Justice Murphy led just about the whole race until after the stage break. A driver we don't talk about much that lays low most races, that showcased driving skill immediately on the road course. And no, not Robert Roeder, not Nick Alves, but Parker Johnson in the number 48 machine. After a great racing side-by-side, some lead follow time, Parker Johnson got the best of Justice Murphy and never looked back, lap after lap putting more and more distance on the number 12 and the 21 of Trevor Earhart that came second and third. This marks his first win in the Racing Revolution League history and secures him a spot in the playoffs. So excellent job there by Parker Johnson. Really, he's got to be excited about landing himself a spot into the playoffs. Although it's Halloween season, we're going to shake off the bugs from Road America and crash land in the northern part of the Appalachian Mountains to a scary place called Pocono. Last year, while I was at 10-4 Broadcasting, the Racing Revolution League at this track didn't go as planned. An early wreck when Robert Roeder and Kevin Orlando connected and took out 11 other drivers. Although Roeder has been deemed a hazard, plenty of other drivers are strategically planning to make it to the end. Welcome to the Coastal Financial 200 at Pocono. 2.5 miles, and there isn't one single turn that at this track that is the same. And Stella, while we're here, go ahead and tell me what I have looking toward this track. What is different about each one of these turns?
Well, this track was designed after 3 other tracks, actually. That turn 1 that has 14 degrees of banking was modeled after the Trenton Speedway. Your turn 2 of 8 degrees banking which is also called the tunnel turn, was modeled after the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And turn 3, with its 6 degrees of banking, is after the Milwaukee Mile. So if you know 1, you don't know 2. If you know 2, you may not know 3. Let's see who the expert will be tonight.
It's definitely a thought for a lot of these drivers out here to. They always say I can't nail the entire track as we kind of looking at at Pocono from a scenic perspective here. That a lot of these drivers can seem to figure out how to get turn 1. I can figure out how to get turn 2. I can figure out how to get 1 and 3 and be okay. But everybody trying to get all 3 turns, you just need to find a nice happy spot kind of to level out and where to get down there. So let's immediately send ourselves right on over and figure out where we're going to be at here tonight and kind of how it looks out there on the track. Let's go ahead and take a peek. Coastal Financial 200 here at Pocono. 80 laps. Stage break will be at 15. Of course, as you guys always know, if it happens at lap 10, normally 5 laps before the stage, we'll stop before that. 5 sets of tires. I definitely see these guys burning through at least 3 sets. So if there are any kind of cautions, they'll go through it. Speaking of cautions, no fast repairs for these guys on the track, so that is definitely going to be a huge factor at this point, whether they're going to continue going on from here. It's not, you don't get a mulligan here on that one. 50% fuel limit. My biggest thing I want you guys to take away from this is that track temperature at 71 degrees. You do obviously see the sky is very, very overcast, so it's going to be a very cold day. I do not expect tires to heat up soon, but I think a lot of people are going to be kind of tangling up here trying to figure out what exactly is the best line here to get around the track. We're taking a look here at Kynan Jones in the 85 to see if he can go ahead and nail a solid time here. Still going ahead and getting his first lap down, but we'll see as he comes down the front stretch here where his time gets. Let's go ahead and slap that up on the screen so you guys can see where their best times are. Right now, Jeremy Burns, fast guy out there on the track here so far. Looks like Kynan Jones has pushed himself to a 13th position here. Now, like I said, it's kind of... Kynan's been having a little bit of trouble with these next-gen cars, and can't blame him. A lot of guys do have some trouble. It just, I think, just maybe some more seat time. I know some guys prefer the Xfinity style. Some guys prefer the Cup style. It's others prefer the truck style. But here we are in the next gens, and like I said, everything is new. So once again, a new car, new, old track, but new tires, and just trying to figure out the right combination here is what we're getting ready to see. We're kind of seeing here a little bit already. We got over 23, 4, 5, 6 drivers here so far locked and loaded in, but I'm waiting to see if any guys are able to get out onto the track. A couple of guys we haven't seen here too well. Kynan, let's see as he crosses the line here, see if he can increase his time from 21st to 20th. Yeah, not too shabby so far. Drivers we haven't seen here too much. I already see David Stanfield out here. Long time no see, Logan Romney in the 11 Toyota. So good to see out of him. And I've noticed some of these guys have been messing around with some different shift points here at the track. It's different how whether they want to downshift. And I know that used to be a pretty common thing, especially with these cars now going to 5 speeds. But I think they used to do it back in the day. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Stella. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they used to downshift while driving here at Pocono, which was really unusual.
Yeah, you're talking old school. We're talking like in the 90s. They were running that Jericho transmission, which gave them the ability to shift gears without the clutch. But Mark Martin started it and proved that it was doing really well. And even though a lot of them thought it was a pain in the butt, they continued doing it until 2005 when the new gear rule eliminated the effectiveness of the shifting. But NASCAR being NASCAR, in 2011 they changed the rule again and we're back to shifting at Pocono.
Yeah, talk about just kind of shelling out the bucks there, just trying to make something happen. Seeing Grant Thorpe here already getting a solid 6th place finish here. Qualifying is wrapping up here in about the last 15 seconds here, ladies and gentlemen. Just about time. Not seeing too many other drivers out here on the track. Logan Romney has got to hurry up here and get a time laid down. About another 3, 2, 1, and that is going to do it. He was unable to get out there and knock a time down. So that's going to unfortunately start him back into the 20th position. Not where you want to be. Definitely not where you want to be to start this race going off here. But we'll have to see how many guys as they get loaded in here, where we're going to end up. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get right to it here. On the grid, James Loveland taking away the pole here tonight. Alex Berube in second. Trevor Earhart third. Jeremy Burns ends up in the fourth position. So the Mountain Man gets a top 5, but following right along with him, Robert Roeder there in the number 5, in fifth position in the number 53. Grant Thorpe coming in 6th. Nick Alf 7th. Jacob Sirkovich into the 8th position. Steven Sommer, we haven't talked about him much in the 81 machine. He will be starting 9th. In 10th will be Brandon Richardson. Caleb Gilbert starting in the 11th, so watch out for him. I definitely expect to see him moving his way forward with Blake Cook and the number 4 car starting in 12th. So we'll see how these front row guys get going. We're going to the back of the field now. Kevin Orlando and Alex Kenton, 13th, 14th. Scott Negus, 15th. And Parker Johnson, last week's winner. Look at him kind of in the backfield here in 16th position. So not too shabby by him. Like we were saying, road courses are one thing, but now we are back to not to an oval. We're bound to the tricky triangle. Tay McDonald coming in 17th in the 73 machine. Al Likens into the 18. Justice Murphy back to 19th with David Stanfield into 20th. Kynan Jones, unfortunately, they're in the 21st position with Michael Bennett in 22nd. Is going to go ahead and start, like I said, our Lone Ranger, very quiet man back there, Peyton Presley, in the 7 machine, starting in the back with Logan Romney's Toyota. We saw him unable to squeak that out at the end, just not able to get quite enough. That's going to round out our field here with Adam Bowden in the 25th and Chad Lancaster starting in the 26th position. Definitely a full field here tonight. We were a little skinnied up there at the beginning, especially starting out there, at the road course of Road America. But these guys are ready to go. They are ready to make things happen and get this one squared away. I am so glad to have you guys here at SimTrax broadcast, and we were going ahead and get this done. Kynan, man, how in the world are you cutting your foot? You're supposed to be on the rig right now, man. Keep racing and get it under control here, man. All right, as we got these guys going ahead and get down pit road here, give everybody a nice little drive-by here. We are going to see if I can snug up next to some of our drivers here. I know we're running Halloween schemes and see how everybody looks out here so far. Obviously, you see Robert Roeder there in the 53. He's got a little orange tint to his car, so let me see if I can find something that gets us just a little bit closer here and see if I can find something right there. There we go. So he's kind of got a nice little orange scheme there right along the side of Grant Thorpe. Let's take a look here at Jeremy Burns. See if he's got anything going on. Oh, man, he's not sporting anything today. What are you doing to me, man? Let's see if we got anybody.
He's taking quizzes and doing what he's supposed to do.
Oh, okay. Kind of in the deal. We're going to have a cool little feature for you guys tonight as we get rounded up here. You see the rest of these guys starting to warm up. Kevin Orlando in the 27. Looks like crowd control. Probably a zombie car running them over. I like that. Yep, I believe the 29 of Brandon Richardson. He's running the Halloween scheme as well. Definitely keep an eye on the pace car. About to duck on off here in just a little bit.
Yeah, there was a Voodoo Mountain Dew up there.
Yep, that'd be it. So that should be Brandon Richardson there. So, yeah, a lot of drivers here. We'll rotate through some of the guys that are a little farther toward the back. I think Scott Negus is running one as well. As we get under green, Loveland going to go ahead and take the race start here at the Coastal Financial 200. We want to go ahead and appreciate Coastal Financial. We'll talk about them here in just a little bit. Mike Johnston, wonder if Bart Simpson will tune in tonight. We will see, man. But Jeremy Burns already on a 3-wide condition here. He's got to be careful as these are starting to squeeze around him. Nick Alves starting to file his way back. So Roeder and Jeremy Burns here kind of following each other 1 and 2 to see if they can floss their way to the front of the field. Roeder already going ahead and making a commanding lead here into the second position. But we are going to see, like I said, keep in mind, this kind of went really sour last year with Robert Roeder sliding up the track. So far, nobody to the side of him. So I think we might be A-OK here so far.
Oh.
Like they said, during practice, they said Robert Roeder is just kind of having a little bit of trouble here at this track. And I think, Yeah, right there you see Berube looks like he catches that wall just a little bit there. And we're going to, and I think that's kind of what you're seeing is these guys kind of fading up the track a little bit, and it's just grabbing a little too much air from the front of the nose. So a lot of guys are going to be dropping down there. We are kind of rounded out here. Jeremy Burns battling on the outside here. And like I said, we got some pretty cool things going on here. Let's take a look actually at Jeremy Burns. Let's see how he's doing out there. Come on, baby. Oh, do it. Work. No. Oh, man. No. Oh, man, I had it. It was supposed to work.
I saw it. I believe you.
Oh, man. All right, well, we're going to keep bumbling along here and see if I can get his camera rolling here.
I'll tell you, though, this track has a propensity for some bad luck for a lot of people. I mean, here, look at Kynan. He's already cut his foot. I'm looking at all these things, I kind of look up the track to see what's going on. I mean, opening lap in 1988 at the Miller High Life 500, Bobby Allison suffered a career-ending injury after spinning out and being T-boned at this track.
Oh, man, not good. Definitely not good for that. Sorry, guys out there. We were trying to take a look here at the mountain, man. Unfortunately, his browser has disconnected it from me. So, it seems my only guinea pig out there will be, actually the guy rolling around in second. Let's take a quick peek at him. Please work, baby. There he is. All right, there's Robert Roeder. So now we're getting a look at the man himself behind the steering wheel. Definitely got to be nervous at this point now that we've got eyeballs on him. But you kind of see how he's nice and smooth through the turns here. 2 hands on the wheel, and he gets working around the turn. But he's definitely having to work that car around here. And we'll see how he gets it done. Like I said, I want to apologize there. Jeremy Burns may have disconnected from us, but no fear. He's still on the track and making it happen here so far. Right now, Robert Roeder making it happen here in the second place. Looking for that lead here so far, but he's got a little bit to work through as we get going back around the track.
He lost his momentum, and Earhart just came right up on him like he was standing still.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what Robert Roeder was looking for is maybe a little more air on the front of the nose of that car. I know they had, like I said, they had some problems last year bumbling around with the cars in the Xfinity style, and it was just, it handles a little bit differently. As he gets a huge run there through the tunnel turn, and now he's going to see if he can slide on around him. Battle for the lead right now. Robert Roeder has taken it, but this is what we saw last time. Watch the fade up. And he holds it here so far. Good little braking maneuver there to go ahead and keep the car under control. Good camera angle here as we see Trevor Earhart seeing if he can put Loveland behind him as well. Good job here by Trevor Earhart so far.
His car is fast tonight.
Yes, it is. And Jeremy Burns looks like he's trying to get a little piece of that as well, as you see him kind of sneaking into the picture here from the back. Berube fading up a lot earlier than a lot of everybody else. Want to appreciate... Ooh, man.
Oh.
As I said, everybody kind of getting a good shot there. Looks like, I'm not sure. It wasn't Sirkovich.
No, red car.
Yeah, I'm having kind of trouble hunting down. I think that may have been Scott Negus there. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think so. Don't take my word on it. But there was a red car that kind of clipped there. And it may have been Brandon Richardson of the 29. I'd hate to kind of point fingers and say that was him, but I am unsure at this point. We got a few cars fading toward the back. A lot of good battles out here so far. These guys are starting to separate just a little bit. We see Tay McDonald battling back here with Parker Johnson in the 73 and the 48. Right now, Earhart is starting to kind of sniff around the back bumper of Robert Roeder here a little bit. And it looks like there's going to be a battle for the lead here in just... Roeder goes ahead and cuts him off just as we move up. These two are going to hopefully be single file. If you guys remember any part of last year, unfortunately, like I said, we were not here at Simtrax Broadcasting when I was over there at 10-4 Broadcasting with this very Racing Revolution here. Trevor Earhart actually spun out between 2 and 3. I think from a little move from Buddy Rekich that kind of bumped him from the back, spun him around, and he had a Code Brown moment. He got right close to the wall. I mean, missed it by inches. So Trevor Earhart definitely knows how to drive. He remembers this track, so he should do quite well here so far. But right now, Robert Roeder is pulling away by 0.3 of a second and really kind of squeezing this one out here so far. Not too shabby by the reigning champ here up in the front. Let's see if we can find somebody here toward the back. I know we got a few guys looking to try to see if they can make some moves. And Stella, you're starting to see how all these guys, different from last year, you tuned in before that, they're kind of taking it easy here. They're not really, these guys aren't really hammering each other's doors to get down the track.
Agreed. I saw when we first started out. I mean, Nick Alves was in a 3-wide sandwich, but he squirted out of that like a watermelon seed. And it so far has looked pretty good. We have a few maneuvers out here that are enough to make your hair stand up, though.
Yeah, definitely. We are looking here at Tay McDonald in the 73 car and Parker Johnson in the 48. We're trying to see if these guys kind of calm it down. I know Tay, he wants to work his way toward the front. I know he's definitely a solid, top 10 driver. He's just kind of getting his marks, hitting his place, and I think just trying to stay out of trouble. That 73 Echo Fasteners machine just gets in some trouble here and there. And it's not. I wouldn't say it's any fault of his own. He's just got a lot of people in front of him, and just I would say it's kind of like school here, Stella. You're good. You know what you got to do. You know the subject, but you're just bad at taking tests. And this may be one of those things. He's just bad at qualifying. And then if he can get a break, he'll work his way up. I mean, as we see right here, he's finally got the breakaway. He's finally been able to open up, work around, and now he's got the rest of the track to work with. Once he's side by side, he's kind of clipped. His wings are kind of clipped, and he's down toward the bottom. So Tay McDonald in the 73, already up 2 positions here so far and into the 15th position. Not too shabby. But right now, biggest mover of the race here so far, I want to give a shout out here is to Justice Murphy. Last week's almost winner, therefore the runner-up position. You see him right behind Kevin Orlando, trying to see if he can give that 27 car a push here toward the inside line, which is probably definitely going to work. These 2 Chevrolets here trying to make things happen, but really interesting to see Kevin Orlando's Ford seems to survive, blocks him out there, and now Blake Cook is having to kind of hammer on the brakes. Just a smidge there to kind of not run into the back of him here, Stella, and really difficult to see. I don't know if we discussed anything about the tunnel turn. I thought somebody got almost paralyzed here or something.
Oh, we've had horrible things. I mean, Elliott Sadler collided with the inside guardrail so brutally that it ripped the engine out of his car, threw it into the entrance of the tunnel turn, and that crash has and is still recorded as the hardest hit in NASCAR history.
Man, and that was before all the safety here. We're taking a look there at Robert Roeder dropping down toward the bottom. Got to be careful there for Robert Roeder. You see him trying to break the draft, and I can't blame him right now. Trevor Earhart's looking pretty strong out there in that Black Rifle Coffee Chevrolet, and he's got his number. It's just right on that front stretch. That's the time to make your move if the tunnel turn isn't it. But the tunnel turn is something difficult. It's not quite banked as much and as turn 1 was, but it is a lot more banking than 3. So it's trying to figure out the happy medium here to make these cars get around here so far. And Trevor Earhart's doing a fantastic job, just kind of hanging in with him. But Jeremy Burns, I think, is under fire here by Grant Thorpe here on the outside. Grant Thorpe in the 77 machine, seeing if he can kind of impose his will, squeak in between Grant Thorpe and Nick Alves. Alves and Caleb Gilbert here, the 4-Star Industries, the rest of their team, squeaking out toward the outside. See if they can take a peek here going into turn 1. Hopefully Nick Alves gets a little more help here from the 40 machine, sees if he can go ahead and snug on around and get these guys pushed their way back toward the front. Unfortunately, that's going to send the Mountain Man number 9 toward the back, and I'm sure he's not excited about that. Let's get a little different camera angle here. Looking good. Rotate up toward the top, and you see Grant Thorpe earlier on the brakes because I think he knew Loveland was kind of coming down in front of him. So good check up there by Grant Thorpe. Yeah, not too shabby from a lot of drivers here. I know Alex Berube, I believe, has caught Trevor Earhart here, and now he's kind of peeking around the outside. They door each other coming out of 3 here. Kind of see if they can go ahead and keep it sturdy. Oh, man, as it looks like Berube beats him to the line, and away back up top we go. Does Trevor Earhart have the favorable line, or is Berube able to carry the speed through 1? Depends on the driving style, but I think if Berube can hold on to it, he should go ahead and capitalize on this. That is going to ruin Trevor Earhart's exit of turn 1 and maybe be able, like I said, right there, being able to capitalize, getting his way around the track here as we get going back down into the tunnel turn. Trevor Earhart still trying to hold on to second place, but not having it. And Berube just goes ahead and squeaks out, taking that second place spot right there. But let's rotate back to Caleb Gilbert here, who's just barely flossed in between the 77 and the 9 car here. These guys are making some good battles out here on the track. I really appreciate everybody coming out here and seeing this race here at Pocono. Remember, stage break is at 15, so they only got 2 more laps here, and Grant Thorpe trying to see if he can impose his will here on the outside. But I don't know. Jeremy Burns running out of real estate there. Looked like he had plenty of speed, but just nowhere to go. 40 blocking him in here, so I definitely expect the Mountain Man right now to kind of lean his way toward the inside, stay free. But Stella, we know about draft, so here we go. Is the draft going to affect him that much coming down between 1 and 2 here?
That's what I was just noticing as I saw the whole line of everybody on the right-hand side, and he was sticking out like a sore thumb.
All right, and speaking of sticking out like a sore thumb, here we go. Berube toward the inside, really starting to be the bane of Trevor's existence right now. That 19 car seems to be getting giving him a workout here from the top view. Let's see if they go ahead. Now Trevor Earhart's giving him a piece of his own medicine. Berube going to dial back to third, obviously, with a whole lot more speed. Good move by Berube. And here we go. Use that draft, see if we can get that wind up and see if you can save it actually before James Loveland catches back up. So a lot of moving parts out here, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of good driving by these drivers out here so far on the track. And it is just really, really showing what... Ooh! As Alex Berube takes a hard shot into the wall. That is going to definitely damage his car. There's no doubt about it. Fortunately, right now it doesn't look like a toe link is broken. If you guys have been watching the real NASCAR at this point, this is pretty... these are pretty stout cars. The rest of the car breaks, and you break before, before any body damage does occur. A few guys have been taken out, but we should be coming around. Rader already taking the lead on this one, half a second in front of Earhart. So he's going to be our stage winner here. Seems he has it. Earhart second, Loveland third.
Yeah, they've been racing really hard for it to be right here at the beginning in the first 15 laps. That's impressive.
Yeah, definitely a good stack up by a lot of these drivers here, and you kind of see where it ended up here for the first stage. Excellent job by all these drivers here so far. And so I would probably say this is something kind of the takeaway from this is what to do, how to get there, and kind of the angle to take to make it, really to make it work, to get out on the track. Just interesting to see, and we'll hopefully see some more great driving like that. That was the first 15. Like I said, not too shabby. Which puts Rader, Earhart, Loveland, Berube, and Alves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good to see Nick Alves. We saw him before. If you guys have seen my little caution montage, Nick Alves was the one sliding down pit during last year's spin out. So that was definitely a bummer for Nick Alves. But good to see him up here in the top 5 position. Originally started 7th, so here he is. Right now, Robert Roeder going ahead and taking away our stage win here at this point. Go ahead, and he got it. So, man, and really tough driving. We saw him, we saw him kind of squeak his way toward the front here. And he was able to survive, kind of being under fire by Trevor Earhart. I think him going down the front stretch, we kind of touched on it just a hair there, but him weaving on that front stretch is definitely him trying to make sure he can kind of break away. Try to see if he can break that draft and leave Trevor Earhart way behind him instead of kind of reeling him in, which you see what Jeremy Burns is getting. Jeremy Burns is getting plenty of speed, and he's got nowhere to go. It's just kind of, he's got to figure out how to wiggle this through. It would be interesting to see what pit strategy these guys run at this point. We got 15 laps under our belt.
Which isn't really much.
Right, and where they go. But we have 5 sets of tires. So it could conceivably, throw 4 on here. You can make it 15, no problem. And then move from there. The only thing I'm concerned about at this point is the fuel limit. Fuel limit is at 50%, so I don't know if they can go another 6 laps or so. But it's definitely going to be something to keep in consideration as these guys get around the track here. No harm, no foul. A lot of good pressure by a lot of these drivers out here. But I would like to see somebody come out here and kind of switch it up. And somebody who normally does is, like I said, Tay McDonald in the 783. He switches it up, does something different. And I definitely want to see if Parker Johnson, what he does here in the 48. Does he only take right sides and stay out onto the track? And
They'll never tell.
Yeah, and not do it at this point.
So who is the bright green with the pink wheels? Right in front of the bang car. Number 7. There. 31.
Yeah, there you go. You're talking about David Stanfield here?
Yes. Oh my.
Yeah, David Stanfield, he's got a pretty wild paint job here. We're kind of looking at everybody pitting at this point. Let's take a look and see if anybody is who's squeaking out and where.
Black Rifle's looking really good for Halloween too.
All right, the drivers are squirting out here. Here they come. Interesting to see. I don't know if showing Al Likens here in the lead.
I don't know, but I think Berube must be getting some damage repaired because he's still sitting there.
If it were me, absolutely. There is no question in my mind. Now is the time to fix your car. Let's take a look. I think Berube's still down there. Richardson's still down here in pit. Bowden's still in pit. And Chad Lancaster is in pit road at this point. A lot of drivers still battling their way toward the front. See if they can get it done. Check out Bowden's paint scheme.
Oh, I was just going to say, now there's a car we haven't showcased.
There we go.
Lovely.
Yeah, that looks pretty slick. I like that. Somebody spent a lot of time on that. But if you kind of look at it here, you definitely want to come down pit and figure out where it's going to be. We'll take a look here. Bowden here in the 83, you do see the pace car kind of creeping up, and I would definitely, for sure, if the pace car lights go out this time, he's got to go out with what he has. But if he doesn't, I would swing all the way back around and come back down pit, but he has got to be screaming around the track here to get as much time down as he can. Pace car lights are out. You see Barney up in the flag stand with the yellow flag straight up and down, so that should go ahead and do it. Man, look at those bots. Disgusting. Can't stand them.
It's okay. They didn't come out. Only you got it.
There we go. All right. Excellent. Good, because I'm tired of that. I don't understand why they do that, but we're underway. Robert Roeder retains the lead here. Trevor Earhart in second. Loveland and Caleb Gilbert's fighting in the second row here, and that'll bring us with Jeremy Burns and Kevin Orlando in the third row for 5 and 6. Interesting to see some of these guys and their pit strategies. It looks everybody about the same unless they were doing some damage control. Getting this one squared away. Looks like Rogan Romney will be out of the race. He is the first guy to take it back to the garage here. Let's look at Alex Kenton. He's got to hurry up here. Like I said, I showed you guys here up on the track where Alex Kenton is here in the 89. Definitely got to be careful, and I think this might have been our vehicle here that may have ricocheted off the wall when we were trying to find him, the black and red car. And you have to forgive me, everybody out there. Everybody with a little bit different paint scheme here. It's a little difficult to see and kind of figure out where everybody is here so far, but we'll make sure we'll get on top of every little bit of it here as we get going around the track. Cool little paint scheme he has here. Mr. Bushy.
That is what it says. Okay.
So Alex
but it has
Kenton
two
trying to hurry
S's.
Up. All right, Alex Kenton trying to hurry up here. Trevor Earhart and Robert Roeder are going to take us to the green flag once again. Go ahead and get this little track map off for you guys. That way we already know we're under green. Robert Roeder, look at that restart there. It really gets the jump off the restart. Really kind of now starting to make that separation. Beautiful job. I do want to kind of take a shot here from the top because everybody starts mashing through this turn here in the back.
Ooh, we're swinging wide.
Yeah, definitely a couple drivers there toward the back getting a little bit loose. Taking a look here at Grant Thorpe in the 77, fighting for 10th position, now into 9th. So he's got Steven Sommer there on the bottom of him. Sarkovich, look out. Sarkovich looks like he gets a massive shot there from the bottom. Let's see if we can get our trailing chopper here that kind of chases everybody down the track. So you'll kind of get a good look at a 3 wide condition coming into the tunnel turn. Ooh, hold on to it. And everybody's got to keep in mind here that we got fresh tires. So with fresh tires, these guys are going to be all over the track. And right now, Sarkovich in the middle of this 3 wide setup here with Richardson on the outside and Tay McDonald on the inside. Single file the rest of the way forward pretty much. As these guys are still battling out here, Tay's going to go ahead and dial it back. Parker Johnson there in the 48, getting it done in the Chevrolet. A lot of good drivers out here so far, but I'm interested to see who decides to start making the move soon. Does Trevor Earhart up front here start trying to really put on the pressure onto Robert Roeder?
He sure is.
Yeah, definitely something to kind of keep in mind and check out here so far. I'll take a look here at the standings so far. Current playoff entry list with Robert Roeder and Trevor Earhart there in the lead. So far, it's going to be interesting to see how they can survive. Those guys are separated by about 34 points, with Caleb Gilbert rounding into the third position after that. So right now, you are seeing the Racing Revolution 1 and 2, Racing 1 and 2 at this point. I know Trevor Earhart would like to kind of flip-flop this around, but a little more turtle wax on the dome piece, and he might be able to get it done.
Oh, let's take a look at 11 and 12. I mean, we're looking at 39 Negus and 85 of Kynan Jones, trying to break into the top 10.
All right, and yes, they are, and I'm just all good fun. I know Trevor Earhart is looking out there. We had a little webcam party before, kind of looking at how everybody looks on webcam, and I think it kind of shocked us all there a little bit, what everybody looks like. So it's interesting to see these guys really come together. You think they're tight knit now, but getting a little piece here and there, being able to get their way out here and learn a little bit more about each other as we get going here. Want to keep in mind, another driver back there we talked about before, Berube. We see him kind of squeaking his way around, fighting in the 18th position. Like I said, he's back 16 right now in his Toyota. Got a lot of work to do to battle his way toward the front. Let's see if he can get his way up there. Peyton Presley already up 6 positions into 17th. Right now, unfortunately, I hate to do it sometimes, but right now the biggest person falling back right now is Jacob Sirkovich. He's back 15 positions right now here into the 23rd. He had a reasonable pit stop time of 16 seconds on the nose. I don't know if if something's happening out here on the track and it's loosening up, or the track temperature is starting to change here a little bit and playing up on these drivers. So we'll see how the rest of these guys get around. Definitely something else I want to mention here, Stella, is these guys were talking that practice was kind of suicide.
We just had a lead change.
Yeah, we are kind of battling up here toward the front. Caleb Gilbert sneaking toward the inside, like you were saying. And go ahead. I mean, you take it away. I see Caleb Gilbert fighting here toward the inside.
Oh, yeah. He took it from Rader. Rader took it back, and here we are again. I was surprised when I saw Earhart in third as you were going. But there are some fast cars, and ooh, we're going to be pushing Rader along. This is unusual.
Oh, there's the drag. Look out. And Kevin Orlando as well, sneaking his way in there. And now Trevor Earhart knows better to get out of that situation. Here we go. Looks like a reminiscent of last year.
And we just bumped 12.
Yeah, the 21 right now is having a lot of trouble, and we are under yellow flag at this point, and I think Kynan Jones might be the one who bent it. Wow, great racing by a lot of these drivers up here. I wasn't cutting to the lead just yet, Stella, because when Robert Roeder gets past, it isn't for long and not too much. I knew it was pretty close, but we were going to kind of squeak our way back up there. But that's going to bring out, it says our second caution, but technically it's not. I mean, we did have a stage caution, so let's go ahead and cut straight to it. Figure out what happened here.
It is.
Kind of figure out what happened here with, see if I can find Kynan and see what happened to his race car here. Right here over top. Let's take a look. Oh!
Yep.
Good wreck avoidance by a lot of drivers, and good job by Kynan actually keeping it off that inside wall. Great job.
And
let me see if I can...
keeping from going back up onto the track. That's just the killer.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. I mean, I can't stress that enough. A lot of drivers try to overpower the car, and it just it kind of gets away from. Another look here at Kynan. We see him sneaking up behind Nick Alves here. And Nick Alves here was in the 12th position. It looked like just a little bit of room ran out of there in the 29. Looks like kind of got caught up there.
29 seems to have got away completely unscathed in that maneuver, too.
Yeah, I think definitely kind of came undone here. I don't know. I want to see if we can take one more shot here, kind of from maybe a top angle. Kind of a who moved sort of deal. Kind of who wiggled. And I'm wondering if a couple of these other guys, I do want to mention everybody right now is coming down pit. We'll be to them right here in just a second. and kind of catch up back with them in just a bit. But I want to kind of see if I can find you guys a different angle of the way this goes. Let's see right here. Yeah, looks like Richardson starts getting a little speed here from the door draft, and they kind of clink together as Kynan was taking a peek there toward the outside. Boy, bummer for him. Let's bring it back live. Robert Roeder squeaks out a pit immediately.
Just in time.
But I do want to say, Trevor Earhart is actually the first one out of pit road on that one, man. Definitely, he has done some pit strategy. And remember what I was saying about pit strategy before here, Stella, is what to do farther down.
It still shows him in the pit on your tower, but I'm assuming they will fix everything when they go across the line?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it'll get squared away. I know it's kind of showing him in pit right now, and
at 55 miles an hour pit speed, I think he's getting a black flag.
Yeah, not too bad. Normally everything kind of resets here for me just a little bit once we get to the line, and it'll kind of shuffle everybody back up where everybody is supposed to be. Kynan is out there in the chat and says his spotter said nothing to let him know that he wasn't there. May have been the dead part of the track where you can't really see out there, as we saw him sliding between the tunnel turn and 3. We'll hopefully be able to get that back squared away.
Look at the sky here. It said cloudy, but this is dark. Just, not here, but at Pocono.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen that quite so. It's got like an impending doom thing, kind of a Halloween. There, look at that horribleness.
Yeah, not a single person in the stands with a poncho. I can't believe that. We see Michael Bennett kind of screaming across the line here. He's got to hurry up to see if he can get caught back up to the line, where he is going to be at this point. He's got to hurry up, but he should be able to catch up no problem. Bowden is the one I'm nervous of right now. He's kind of falling behind there toward the back, but like I said, if there's time, the way I look at it, if you're in the back and you've got damage, why not? You're not losing anything by pitting. So we'll be able to go ahead and, get a good shot, and Bowden going to go ahead and catch back up to the field here with no problem. He'll have plenty of time to get caught up. Yeah, it shows here already slowing down. There you go. And he's going to go ahead and assume the position. Get his way up toward the front. But up front right now, 26 laps into this thing. And we're still surviving. Kynan says out there, no damage. We didn't see any damage on that 85, so he will survive and continue churning his way out there. We'll have to see how the rest of them get around the track and feel out here. Now, what I want to do is kind of keep an eye on this restart. And how Robert Roeder really tries to take off from this one, because he's got to be careful. He's at least got another 4-star industry guys in the 40 car and in the 27. So he's got his friends around him. So let's take a look here at Robert Roeder and see how he's doing out there. Kind of his timing.
He can't pass that 21 and shoot off like he normally does at a start.
No, he cannot. Now, you definitely see the lane change after the line, which is going to leave Kevin Orlando hanging out there. So now they're going to have to figure out whether he files in behind Caleb or they're going to kind of race side by side here. 39 fading up the track there just a little bit. So it looks like Robert Roeder is doing a fantastic job here so far, being able to kind of break away. So you see Trevor Earhart trying to break the draft. Do a little bit of the same thing. 40 is getting the draft, so now they're starting to reel him in. And expect 4-star Industries really to kind of charge their way ahead. And he's getting ready to work his way around Trevor Earhart. But right now, like I said, Trevor Earhart doing a fantastic job. His pit time was about 5 seconds less than Robert Roeder's. So from this angle here, we had a 2-tire pit stop from Trevor Earhart, and he is full tank of fuel, and he's back out there. We'll see if two more tires is going to capitalize on this. I could see if it's a long green flag run here, Stella. it's going to come into effect. I mean, big time. It's going to come in, I mean, exactly the way he wants it, being able to come around the turns the way he is with the grip from the left rear. But right now, I don't see this really costing Trevor Earhart. Right now here, in the long run, it will.
Yeah, well, Rader is right on his tail. I mean, at this point, if he makes so much as breathing through the wrong nostril, he's going to go right past him.
Yeah, and we are taking a look here from the top, kind of our mobile chopper view here. But Rader, I mean, all over him at this point, still applying a lot of pressure. We'll kind of keep up here for a couple laps here, see if Rader's going to sneak his way toward the inside. Is he going to take a peek? He is trying to use a little bit of that door draft here. And Terry Earhart out there in the chat looks like the 21 put some turtle wax on in the pits. As Robert Roeder is following Trevor Earhart in the 21. And these two are kind of doing synchronized driving here into turn 1. See if Roeder fades up into Trevor Earhart and squeezes him up there. Looks a little bit of a Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace issue here. But I don't think these guys will get out and fight each other. These guys are a lot more professional than that. Robert Roeder diving his way here toward the inside. And they're really a battle for the lead here. And Rader definitely having to check up a lot here as we see Caleb Gilbert all over the track right now. Watch the Mountain Man, see if he can push this inside line around. And now Rader's going to be fading back. The treacherous turn 3-4 Rader here, and they'll see how he holds it. Good check up there by him. Maybe he's able to put that left foot and kind of drag that brake a little bit. Jeremy Burns has got to be careful here not to get dialed out as we see Justice Murphy and Blake Cook here starting to kind of square up behind him.
Tuck up in there.
Yeah. He's definitely, you see he's slow into turn 1, but powers his way through it for the rest of the turn. So on the outside of him of James Loveland is now starting to get, yeah, this is not looking good for Jeremy Burns. He's kind of getting hung out here.
Well, maybe he's getting a little help. Nope, never mind. They went along with the other line.
Yeah, but back to the front. Looks like 21 here. Significant. He's still out here leading the race so far. Got away from Robert Roeder, kind of avoided a shot there, and now he's staying away. So, boy from Oklahoma going ahead and leading the race here in Pocono, getting it done right now in the 21 Black Rifle Coffee Machine. So far, like I said here, Stella, we're looking at a 3/10 gap between him and Robert Roeder. So these guys definitely trying two different tactics here. Whether this is going to work or not, we'll have to see. Roeder's so filing back there with his buddies. So like my biggest concern right now is seeing the 4-Star Industries cars. Really, right now, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These guys have got to start linking up and figure out how to get behind each other and push their way up to the front.
Yeah, because my guess, I'm calling Gilbert out as far as having the faster car tonight. I'm not sure why, but it is moving forward and backward at will, where the other ones are searching for draft, etc. Does having the faster one, should he be the push-er or the push-e in the draft situation?
It all depends on where he was. He may have been in the draft, which is causing him to be a little bit faster. We'll rotate up here to our best times. And you were right. Caleb Gilbert does have the best time, as well as Loveland as well. You know, definitely being a fast car out here on the track. So we'll see if this goes ahead and kind of manifests itself into him leading. I wouldn't put it past Caleb Gilbert in the number 40 Perrier car here, but we'll see what he's got. You know, it's just, there we go. Looks like Kevin Orlando. I know Kevin Orlando's a decent pusher. If we guys remember anything from Atlanta, no one wants Robert Roeder pushing you, especially Kevin Orlando, because you kind of get him loose. But I think Kevin Orlando may have used that draft to his advantage. We just saw that going into that last turn. Kevin Orlando ended up making the 40 get a little too much speed through the tunnel turn, and looks like Caleb has clipped the wall there a little bit. From this angle, I do not see any damage on the 40 car, as he is battling on the outside of Loveland. You definitely see how these front guys in the front, you see how they're trying to break the draft, but Roeder is not afraid. He's chasing that 21 down, and these guys have started to make a good separation from the last, from the rest of the pack here so far, about half a second. But they've got to stay in tow. Trevor Earhart, interesting to see. Like I said, him kind of weaving as much as he is, and I would want to keep the 53 car off my back bumper. That is not where I want to see him here. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
but
you
it's
want to.
better than being on your front bumper.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to see him in the rear view, but as close as he's getting, I mean, when he's getting close enough out there to really bump you and nudge you here, as we see him kind of snug up here on turn 3, you get nervous. He starts getting real close here, and now he's trying to break the draft once again. So you see the separation and kind of how they're weaving through the rest of the field. This does allow the rest of the guys to catch up as they get around, but Robert Roeder, kind of really unusual for him to actually be sitting back here with the dirty air situation.
Is he back far enough that the dirty air isn't really going to affect him? Is he outside that bubble that makes you jiggle?
Well, as you can see right here, you see that bubble starting to work. You saw how the 53 started kind of reeling him in there just a little bit. Once you get a little bit closer, probably about half that length, that's where you start actually feeling some engine power issues. It won't go as fast as it was. But really, a strong turn for Robert Roeder here so far is turn 2. He definitely has the tunnel turned down, so he can kind of buck his way through it and get his way on around. So these guys are going to continue battling, but nothing too fancy happening right there. Let's rotate back here to Grant Thorpe. Looks like he's having some trouble here with Berube. Oh, man, looks like a little nudge in there from Justice Murphy. Still some battling here so far. Grant Thorpe and Berube here seeing what they can get done here as they get through turn 1 at this point. Grant Thorpe starting to lose a lot of speed here to Sommer. So definitely, there we go. And you kind of see the guys, when is a good idea to kind of give up here. You want to kind of attack on a certain spot, as we see Justice Murphy and James Loveland here. These guys are now back to battling here for the 5th and 6th position, as they're trying to see if they can fight their way back forward. Justice Murphy got the outside turn. If he can hold that outside, he may have a good shot here. Go ahead and use the aerodynamics coming off of the backside of Jeremy Burns, who's now broken up into the top 5, and is now trying to see if he can keep chugging on down. But you see, when he lost the draft there from Burns, you see how Justice Murphy's nose just kind of crushes back down to the floor, and it's not allowing him to get any more speed. So that allowed Loveland to kind of squeak through there. Blake Cook.
Oh.
Yeah, got a couple of guys up here. Looks like Berube may have gotten way loose there.
Either loose or he had a little tangle door. What you call it, dooring? Yeah, I'm impressed though. Remember, he was all the way at the end, still in the pits when everybody was running, and here he is in the top 10 again.
Yeah, still doing great work up there toward the front. I'm trying to see if I can see anything. Berube here. See if I can kind of do a quick replay here. Yep, right
Boink.
there. Kind of clip Blake Cook. Good hold there by the 19 of Berube. So good move there by him. Let's pop it back live. So right now Berube seeming to really get his groove on here so far, back into the top 10. Unfortunately, 8 spots down. I will say that. Unfortunately, he's 8 spots down. He's got a long way to go here. But hopefully he's able to kind of contain and get his way back up to the front.
I'm always a cup half full person. He's maybe 8 spots down, but the race isn't over, and it depends on where you end, not where you started.
All right, kind of like the way you think there. And I'm already taking a look here at Berube, still trying to make some moves here. Out onto the track. No issue out of anybody yet so far. I want to see if we can take a ride here along with Jeremy Burns, kind of chasing down the 40 car. Like I said, he's been working his way up so far, able to hold on. And we're going to take actually a ride along here, kind of a sound session for you guys to listen to the kind of the sounds of... I can't say it's the sounds of racing here, but we're going to go ahead and give it a rip. We're going to kind of quiet it down here a little bit and let you guys tune in and listen to what's going on the track. back, everybody. Turn your sound down. That way I don't blow your eardrums out here. Jeremy Burns, we kind of kept an eye on him here. Back into the 8th position. Appreciate you guys once again showing up here to Simtrax Broadcasting. Like I said, anytime you are looking for us, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, I'm streaming all 3 at this point. You can join us on any piece, but make sure you subscribe, like, tell me what you think, what's going on, and out there in the chat, I see you, Tom Newman. We are staying on the number 9 and kind of seeing what he's got going on there. He was following behind, looked like he was following behind Kevin Orlando there a little bit, but now, unfortunately, has dropped back off to the 8th position. So he's got a lot of work to do, and it kind of seems Burns is getting the seesaw effect here. He's kind of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and he's not able to really kind of conquer and stay on top of it at this point, and that's kind of what Pocono will do to you. But like I said, once again, appreciate you guys joining us. I want to make sure we give a quick little shout out for our race sponsor of the day, and for the race of Coastal Financial. Stella, tell me a little bit more about them.
Alrighty. I am looking here at Coastal Financial, and it looks like they provide financial services to individuals and businesses who are looking to improve their current financial position, achieve their financial goals, or just protect their families and businesses in these uncertain times. You can find them on coastalfinancial.com, or you can also find them on Facebook at Coastal Financial.
Perfect time to kind of end that one up. Guys, like I said, like she said, go ahead and vote Coastal Financial. I'm getting all mixed up because we got guys firing down pit right now, which this is going to be a huge battle down the backstretch for the rest of these guys to catch up, since they are pitting Trevor Earhart, Robert Roeder, Nick Alves, Caleb Gilbert, Kevin Orlando, Justice Murphy, Jacob Sturkovich, Michael Bennett, and Chad Lancaster have all come down pit at this point. Definitely something to see. Definitely it's kind of a switching of strategy here. I don't know if fuel is starting to be kind of an issue here and whether they're going to do it, but it looks like Raider has slammed it down off the jack. He's going to be the first one out of pit road here, and he's going to beat Trevor Earhart in the front. So keep your fingers crossed there, Terry Earhart and Colby out there. This is going to be definitely one for Trevor Earhart to see if he can reel him in. Both of them with almost identical pit stop times. Actually, Earhart about half a second off, and that may cost him. I don't know if he slid through the pit box there. It looks like he came in pretty solid, and Raider has taken off. Full tank of fuel. But speaking of coming back down pit road, the rest of the field, Jeremy Burns, Berube, Loveland, Negus, Sommer, Likens, Richardson, Alex Kenton, looks like Peyton Presley, Tay McDonald, and Adam Bowden are coming down. We only have 3 guys who have decided to stay out at this point. Blake Cook, Grant Thorpe, and David Stanfield. These 3 guys have not come down pit just yet. So these guys have got to start watching out if they're going to run out of fuel at some point. But they are squeaking their way around, and boy, we are starting to mix up. Look at that tower. Look out. Everybody coming down pit at this point, and these guys are firing out of pit. Looks like Berube is going to be the first off pit road. James Loveland will be the second, and Jeremy Burns will be third in the clutch that he has going on here. Hopefully Debbie Smith out there, we can see Jeremy Burns get his way around here and do a whole lot better, especially with that pit time. He does still seem to come out and hold a 10th place position right now. When the top 3 pit, which they are right now, Blake Cook, Grant Thorpe, and David Stanfield, these guys are coming down pit right now. That should slide Jeremy Burns to the 7th position. Robert Raider will then assume the lead here, but they got a lot more track to go. But like we were saying before, that pit road is just so long. So we see him, the 53 machine, right there on the screen here, crossing the finish line, and now he will be passing the guys that are 1, 2, and 3 at this point. Robert Raider has now taken the lead, and really here, Stella, look at the difference right now between position 1, 2, and then look at where Kevin Orlando is.
Yeah, he's got almost a 2-second delay behind them.
Yeah, definitely. He's got a long way to go, and then even behind him, Caleb Gilbert.
You think he hit a zombie?
I don't know, but if he's got it caught up on the wheel, man, he's got to figure out how to cut the brakes out from underneath that 27. But you can't mention too much, too bad about that at this point. Kevin Orlando has battled up 10 positions here so far, fought his way up to the front and hanging out in third. I mean, it's still a respectable position. He's still battling his way toward the front. But, I can't knock him for it. He's doing a great job right now. I just wish I'd like to see the 4-Star Industries get it done. But looks like Robert Raider and these guys here toward the front. Looks like a battle for the lead. Robert Raider may lose it here.
No.
And these guys are kind of battling back and forth. So right now, Sean Lattin is out there. Man, you better keep your fingers crossed because right now, Trevor Earhart is putting the moves here on Robert Roeder. Oh, man.
Oh.
I did not see contact. I did not see
with
any
the
contact. Well, no, between Rader and Trevor Earhart. It looked like a little bit of got a little gunshot. I seen that 53 kind of roll up on him there. Like that's happened before, but Trevor Earhart kind of rolled up there a little bit and clipped that wall. Definitely not what I wanted to see there.
You think we're going to have some side damage that's going to worry those tires?
Unknown at this point. I want to pull up a quick replay of kind of what happened here and kind of squeeze through what we saw going through that turn to see if there was any sort of... Oh, man, yeah. You see there was just absolutely nothing there. And Trevor Earhart got a little nervous about him showing up there. So these guys still battling their way toward the front. Let's see if I can take a look at Trevor Earhart and get the drone out there. Let me see if I can get that drone kind of seeing if anything going on. There it is. Yeah, it looks like he may be A-OK. No issues to the car at this point. So no damage to his car. So he has survived. He's going to continue down the racetrack. Great work here by Trevor Earhart to kind of keep him in the loop and close. You know, that could have been bad, ricocheting off that wall, sliding down to the bottom and really kind of ruining his night. Out there in the chat, go Jeremy Burns, the Mountain Man, Sonny Poston there. We'll see how we get going.
Even with all this back and forth on number 1, number 2, they are extending their lead over the third place Orlando by 2 seconds now.
Yeah, well, now is over 2 seconds. They built about a 3/10 more lead here. These two working together and getting separated. I'm sure Rader would like to see the rest of his 4-star industry buddies kind of get caught up here. I know Gilbert's has been caught here by Berube. And down here, farther here toward the back, we see a battle here with Grant Thorpe and James Loveland. Yet, once again, with Jeremy Burns, the Mountain Man, kind of following in tow. So these guys definitely trying to collect each other together and reel each other in. But it's starting to kind of separate out here a little bit. And these guys are starting to kind of single file. No one really testing each other. Nick Alves still breaking into a top 10 shot here. But I believe he's there with Tay McDonald. And it is showing me here at this point that Tay McDonald is on the lead lap. That's a little confusing. He should be 1 lap down. I think Tay McDonald is 1 lap down. So right now that is a lapped car there sitting kind of almost in that 9th position in front of Alves. Interesting to see out of that. That's a little weird. Sorry about that.
Well,
a
if
little something
Alves...
going on with the ticker.
If Alves has a preferred turn, he'll go ahead and pass him if he's lap traffic on his preferred turn.
Yeah, and they'll definitely kind of square that away. But right now, if I were Nick Alves, I would definitely use him for draft. But he went ahead and got around Tay McDonald there, and I think it's just a rough pit stop. His pit stop was almost a minute there for Tay McDonald, so he's definitely suffered some damage somewhere along the line here on the track. But he's still surviving at this point. Earhart still only 0.2 of a second off the back bumper of Rader. I believe Thorpe and James Loveland still battling it out here. They're kind of switching back and forth, rather who can stay out front. 50 laps into this one, ladies and gentlemen. Only 30 to go. So
And our winner from last week is 3 laps down. I see PJ in last place.
Yeah, it looks like Parker Johnson may have had some trouble there. He had a 3-minute pit stop.
Oh.
So I think just the woes kind of continue here. Definitely not like him here, but he's definitely got a lot to learn here. I want to keep in mind that I know a lot of these drivers out here, as we're taking a look here at Jeremy Burns and Justice Murphy battling out here. Back to Parker Johnson, he's only 16.
Really?
Right. So with Parker Johnson being 16 and winning a race here in the Racing Revolution, where these guys were, between the ages of 19 and 35, that's not too bad. It just goes to show you the young talent is coming up. So wherever Parker Johnson places, I can't hate, you can't hate him for it. The boy's doing a fantastic job. And I mean, out here with grown men trying, really putting the laps down and fast, consistent times. It's just this one bit him. And they don't call it the tricky triangle for nothing.
No. I mean, still respect. I mean, last week he won. Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you.
All right, we are here from our spotter tower, kind of taking a peek at what's going on here. Per weather, right now we're still overcast, no rain just yet. Hopefully, nothing will happen as of a couple years ago. What's going on? Track temperature is 70 degrees and 65 in the air. If this turns to rain, that could be really bad. Hopefully, we are able to kind of keep those clouds away, right, Stella?
Shoot, I'll take rain over lightning. In 2012, a fan was killed by a strike of lightning, and 9 other people were injured. This place is scary.
Wow. Boy, talk about a time for Halloween, so that's not what you want to see happening out here. But we still have our eyeballs here on Justice Murphy in the 12 Chevrolet, up 11 positions so far. Right now, Justice Murphy still doing a great job. He's got it going here so far, and a solid top 10 would be good for him. I mean, like I said, he's kind of battled back and forth this entire season, and the first 5 before our off week, the first 5 or 6 before the off week were absolutely dismal here for Justice Murphy. Coming into Road America, it's now starting to turn around for him. You know, he had a second place finish at Road America. He's sitting in an 8th position right now, so he's got a really good chance to fight his way up and actually turn this around. I'm hoping to see if these guys can go ahead and kind of squeak this out and get their way, see Justice Murphy kind of, like I said, flip that script and get his way back toward the front. I'm definitely hoping to see Tay McDonald as well kind of do it, but I think the tricky triangle, like I said, has got him once again here in Pocono.
Yeah, it looks like the wife out there says, what the heck? She doesn't want to go to Pocono.
But you'd like to go, man. Here we go. So let's take another look here at Steven Sommer back here. He's back here with Brandon Richardson. I believe Peyton Presley and Alex Kenton. So no, you haven't seen Alex Kenton in the 89 for a little while. Good to see him here, sporting a Halloween scheme as well.
I like the effort. That's gorgeous car.
Yeah, let me see if I can get that drone out there. There we go.
Can we see the side?
Let me see if we can kind of sneak it here just a little bit.
Ooh. Yep. Very cool.
Yeah, looking good out of Alex Kenton's car here in the 89. Peyton Presley. Good to see Peyton kind of turning around here a little bit. We saw Peyton there toward the back of the field, now into the 15th position. And I think we got a battle for the lead up front here. Trevor Earhart starting to sneak around the outside. Whoa, man, almost clips that wall. And these guys starting to separate just a little bit. Trevor Earhart's got the run, but he's got to hold him up there. And really, the key is to squeeze him up there. Exactly, just like that. Holds him up toward the top. And see if you can make Trevor Earhart run a higher line than he wanted to. This worked a few laps ago that we saw, and Trevor Earhart hit the wall. But now the crossover. Oh, he almost swipes across his nose. 53 of Robert Roeder really taking his life into his own hands. And this race result here, as these guys are battling here into turn 2. Like I said, strong turn for Robert Roeder on turn 2 as he exits here. Starts getting that distance from Trevor Earhart. And Earhart keeping him held down. Does not want it to happen. Definitely some tough tracks out here. Oh, man. Trevor Earhart, yeah, definitely something to see. So now, as Robert Roeder, you saw how that ended up last time. Under fire here by Trevor Earhart. What do? You almost hold solid at this point, and that's exactly what he's doing. Don't let that 21, but it may require some blocking here in the end. I don't think Earhart's really going to push his luck here too much, but we have only 25 laps to go, guys. So that is going to bring Robert Roeder, Trevor Earhart 1 and 2, Berube 3rd, Kevin Orlando 4th. There's still a battle back here between James Loveland, Caleb Gilbert 4, 5, and 6th position. But right now, Loveland's got the 5th, Caleb's got 6th, Grant Thorpe into the 7th. Still battling back here, trying to make something happen. Justice Murphy in 8th. Jeremy the Mountain Man Burns there in 9th with Nick Alves rounding out the top 10. Nick Alves, if he wants to keep the top 10 here, he's got to keep pushing. Blake Cook and Scott Negus are behind him here, trying to see if they can get anything going. Right now, Tay McDonald, lap car down, is kind of caught up in the mix of it. But we already saw how Tay McDonald did. As long as you're going fast, you can race with everybody else. What you don't want to do is kind of get caught up with a bunch of other drivers. Right now, unfortunately, I believe I see Parker Johnson is back down pit. Something may be wrong with his car here. I see about 1 minute and 15 seconds of repair time. So that is unfortunately going to kind of mess up his night here. Rotating back toward the front. Trevor Earhart trying to take another peek around there. Kevin Orlando still battling here for a top 5 position. As these guys are starting to duke it out once again, looks like, it looks like really Robert Roeder's kind of trying to figure out what to do here. They're both on fresh tires this time. Both of them about 15-second pit times. So now it's been leveled out here. Oh, man.
I'm sorry. He came up so fast right there, I thought for sure he was going to tag him.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind, guys. We're going to keep an eye on this battle here as we get going down the backstretch. Trevor Earhart trying to see if he can find a kind of a soft spot. He knows where the hole and the opening is. He's just got to fire through there. But Robert Roeder, I mean, making it super, super difficult to get around there. This is a lot.
But he's stuck to him like a tick.
Yeah, definitely stuck for sure. And we kind of look at here, I know I've talked to a few of the, these other drivers, and I think Robert Roeder may have taken a few notes out of Kevin Orlando's book. They call Kevin Orlando the Great Wall because he can't seem to get out of anybody's way. You try to pass him, and he seems to be everywhere. But right now, Trevor Earhart has battled, has conquered, and gotten the lead. There was the soft spot he needed. As he's toward the inside, I think Robert Roeder's going to hold him to it. And they're going to, it's going to be a drag race down the front stretch here to really make it happen. Wow. Can they get it done as these guys are firing their way back toward the front? As you see the separation, they're going to kind of squeeze their way down into turn 1, and they're still holding tight. Robert Roeder taking that outside line, and he might just be able to power around him here.
My.
Yeah, definitely great racing by these two up front here. Really a heck of a battle here toward the end. This is really making it happen for us here tonight and being an absolute blast to call. Really, I'm interested to see what all these guys can get done here and really what they can make happen. But it's still a lot of racing left to do. Only 22, though, is where we got to be. I thought you said somebody... Speaking of Halloween, that somebody had died here at one point from a nose cone or something?
Oh yes. Indy race. An ABC Supply 500 Indy race. The leader crashed in turn 1, and a piece of his car hit Justin Wilson in the head. He was airlifted out, but still died the next day.
Boy, man, our hearts go out to his family. I know it's been a little while. What year was that?
2015. It's still pretty fresh.
Oh, wow. That's not...
it's in 18, a rookie driver, Robert Wickens, his car flew off into the catch fence. He survived, but is paralyzed from the waist down. Every couple of years, something...
All right, well, in your list of notes, you better find me something happy here, because this isn't sounding very good here, having people show up to Pocono. A few of our leaders have come down here so far. I see Kevin Orlando, Scott Negus is down, and I believe Robert Roeder came down pit. Trevor Earhart is now starting the pit with Berube in the 19, so the pit stops are starting to happen. And like I said, kind of keep in mind, guys, this is what we're going to see. Justice Murphy and Nick Alves are coming down as well. Looks like Alex Kenton coming down pit. So now we're starting to kind of swap back and forth. We'll make it happen. Sean Lattin out there in the 53. Man, I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you back, bud. Thank you for tuning in here. This is great racing here tonight. Right now, quick update. If you haven't been here since I haven't seen you copy, right now, Trevor Earhart is really giving Robert Roeder something to think about here. That 21 car has been super fast all race, and just Robert Roeder's doing his best to hold him off here. And Jeremy Burns still hasn't pit since lap 43 yet here. We're calling him out there. Tom Newman says he's in a good spot. Bide your time, someone will get the red mist. So we'll see.
Ooh.
We'll see. But man, we'll see if that 9's got anything for him in that Chevrolet, as he still has yet to come down pit. James Loveland, Caleb Gilbert, Al Likens, Peyton Presley. Here we go. Here's the big load of cars. Brandon Richardson and Steven Sommer. Not as many as I was kind of thinking here. I thought maybe we might have drivers like David Stanfield might be peaking. He might be thinking about a pit stop, but no, he does
No.
not. So these are the guys who last pit on lap 43. Adam Bowden last pit on lap 43 as well. So these guys are going to hang out there, which is going to bring our new race leader, Grant Thorpe, finally getting it. And Jeremy Burns in his highest spot yet here tonight, up 2 positions from his original start point into second place. So a lot of guys starting to finally get some time up toward the front. David Stanfield and Adam Bowden 4th and 5th. And not to forget, Blake Cook out here in the 3rd position. So he's still getting some time, but I don't know how long these boys are going to hold out before they have to pit. Jeremy Burns says, nope, right now is the time. Blake Cook says, I'll follow you, bud. And they're going to go in. So really what you want to do here, Stella, is you see these guys pitting like this. They have got to keep in mind you don't want to pit alone. So right now, Grant Thorpe is in the biggest danger right now. Since he has not pit,
He's the only one.
He's going to go out alone. He's going to come down pit and then go out alone. So he's got to hope to integrate back into the pack and see if he can get caught back up as these guys are coming back down. Jeremy Burns still down pit road here at this point as these guys are screaming down the front stretch, getting it done. And I don't know how Trevor Earhart kind of fell off the back here a little bit. Not too far. He's still got a little ways to go. Here's the distance that you see. So right now, this is the move Robert Roeder needed. He needed the distance, and you definitely see it from this angle. The distance from these guys. Let me kind of separate it here from the blimp view. There's Trevor Earhart there toward the bottom. So he's got to battle his way toward the front. And yeah, and like I said, this is exactly what they needed. And I can't say anything bad happened. Pit stop times were almost identical. So I don't know what happened if Trevor Earhart missed the box. If he missed the box, it's going to kind of ruin his race here, and he may have to settle for a second place finish. 17 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a couple more guys coming down pit. Grant Thorpe and David Stanfield are coming down pit at this point, which means Robert Roeder will now reassume the lead with almost over a second gap here from Trevor Earhart. So it may, with this car in between, this may actually save Trevor Earhart, and he may be able to kind of actually squeak this through and be able to get some of that draft. It looks like Chad Lancaster is actually maybe helping him out, and now these two are going to reel each other in, and the battle will go right back underway for the lead here in a little bit. Chad Lancaster might duck on off here and see if these guys are going to go ahead and let them duke it out here toward the front. There he goes.
There you
Ducks
go.
on off, and here we go, back under the time. Right now, let's check our look out there. Jeremy Burns, unfortunately, they're in the 11th place. He's got to battle his way up once again. Seems that early pit stop times are helping. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cut to a quick commercial, and we will be right back.
Oh.
One area of our business where we impact the local communities pretty heavily is the school systems. So we work for school systems all over the northern part of the state of New Jersey. We operate their water systems, their wastewater systems. We do a lot of their permitting and compliance work, and we ensure that the water that the kids drink is clean. We go out and do the sampling to ensure that it's not contaminated. And we also treat the wastewater that's being generated at a lot of these facilities as well before it gets discharged to the environment. So we are supporting the local community through supporting the boards of education and the local school systems.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys hanging in there for that commercial break real quick. Right in the middle of it, we ended up under a caution. And we're going to rotate back to that right now. Let's go ahead and see if we can find it. Unfortunately, I may have to say this may involve another driver we've kind of seen before, unfortunately, getting into a little more trouble. I don't know if his car kind of got loose and it has ruined him at this point. But we're going to take a peek here from the same look that we have here at the top. Kynan Jones in the 85. Kind of says he ended up in some trouble here. Let's take a look. We definitely see some damage on the right front. Uh-oh.
Oh! And locked it up.
You see the right front is broke?
Yes!
That was weird.
Yeah, the right front was like toe in.
What in the world just happened?
Unless he made any kind of contact earlier and then it broke after he finished a turn?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna roll it back and see if I can find something a little earlier.
I mean, no one was around him.
Yeah, nothing. He did suffer some damage there on the right front, and I think I may have found where this may have occurred. It may be right after the tunnel turn here. Let's take another look at it. Here is the tunnel turn the previous lap.
Going up. No.
Yeah, it kind of clipped the wall. Yeah, looked like a little budge there, and then everything A-okay. I'm not quite sure what happened here. Yeah, his car was going fine, and then all of a sudden it kind of just gave up.
Yeah, see him lock it up, nose down?
Yeah, we're going around here. Hold on just a second as we get past turn 1. We got a little bit of time, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are coming, kind of shifting it up here.
And again.
Notice how both wheels are turned. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I bet you I know what happened here. And out there in the chat, I think he may have just told us what happened, and that's what I was thinking.
You think it's mechanical?
Yeah, I think his wheel disconnected.
Oh.
Let's take a look
Phooey.
here. Look.
Oh, no.
Wow, good job by Kynan there. Really keeping it. I mean, he kind of clipped the wall there right at the end. Can't blame him for it, but great job there by him by keeping it all together. While we were away, taking a look at everything, new drivers have pit. So definitely another change up again in the strategy. We only have 14 to go. Like I said, we have 5 sets of tires for this race. So now everybody, Robert Roeder on back, has pit at this point. And everybody's still pitting. We got Al Likens, Negus, Kynan Jones, and Chad Lancaster down pit as well. Drivers who did not pit: Caleb Gilbert, Grant Thorpe, Jeremy Burns, who's now in the 3rd position, Steve Sommer. Yeah, right there. So your top 4 drivers did not take that extra pit stop. I don't know if the rest of the field may have a good idea, kind of how to switch this up and get their way toward the front. I'm definitely expecting to see some of these other guys kind of shuffling it up here.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see 40 up front. He may be playing an angle that he's had the fast car all night. Could he just make it up and not do not do tires? He's definitely got enough fuel because we just pit a minute ago.
I would be wondering if this would be a fuel strategy.
Oh.
Yeah, because this is definitely something. If you go in and let's say only take right side tires, this may be a change up. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Robert Roeder, Kevin Orlando, Trevor Earhart, Blake Cook. Yeah, you want to talk about short pitting? All the way from let's see, from Peyton Presley up to Robert Roeder. So from the 12th to the 5th position, everybody has kind of short pitted here to kind of get this edge. And if you kind of consider it here, Stella, these guys coming out here and taking only taking right side tires and enough fuel to make it to the end here, they're not going to need to pit. And right now, I don't know if the front 4 are sitting ducks.
We shall see. Pit lights are out.
Yep, and we will be bringing it to green here in just a little bit. We'll kind of see what they can do to get it done. Grant Thorpe, like I was saying, he was kind of, I was sitting here kind of saying he was going to be out there all alone. Here he is right back up front.
Yep.
So this seemed to work out for him quite well. But also him not pitting has got him toward the front. So let's go ahead and rotate this around. Pit car goes back in.
We are off.
Yeah, back underway. Looks like Caleb Gilbert gets a great restart there as we kind of saw him firing across the line. Grant Thorpe was doing his best to kind of hold him up there. Now watch that 53. He's going to make a hole. See if he can fit his way on through. No dice there. He's able to kind of dial it back there. No, no issues. But Stella, watch this. We are 12 laps left to go in this one, and now somebody's going to turn up the heat. We're going to start applying a lot more pressure than you saw before. So if you thought the moves were dicey before, it's about to be a lot rougher now as we get through the tunnel turn. Couple connect. Looks like Jeremy Burns and Robert Roeder. I don't know. But Jeremy Burns with an excellent save there, saving it off the bottom. Right now, I'm sure Tom Newman's having to dig the chair out of the backside there because that was a tough one. Jeremy Burns has survived and goes ahead and dials, unfortunately, now back behind Robert Roeder here in the 53. That was a wild save there by Jeremy Burns. Fantastic job going ahead and squeaking that one through because that may have just ended his night, but he remains here in the 5th position. Unfortunately, Kevin Orlando now taking a peek toward the inside, and I don't know if that tire strategy is starting to work.
There we go. Well, he's pulled in behind him, so he's gonna take that 6th position for a while.
Yep, back and forth these guys go. Getting it going here. Robert Roeder still in a podium position once again. 10 to go once we get to the line here. Looks like everything has calmed down just a little bit, but not too long.
Yeah, there's less than a second between 1st and 7th place here.
Yeah, definitely some tough driving from some of these drivers here. Definitely want to kind of mark one of these passes here as we see Kevin Orlando squeak by Jeremy Burns. Jeremy Burns back to 6th now. And away we go. Kevin Orlando starting to kind of really squish it in the inside as well. Let's get a little different camera angle of these guys getting through here. Good drive by a lot of these drivers.
Close to that wall.
Yeah, yes they are, and it's kind of gets the wind. When the closer to the wall you are, the wind doesn't seem to be that much of a problem. We see Trevor Earhart kind of bumping onto the 2012 of Justice Murphy there on the outside, and Jeremy Burns kind of playing pinball here toward the back. And watch him and Robert Roeder now. We'll see if if that rivalry kind of continues between these two drivers. Like I said, we're kind of, watch out back here with Blake Cook.
You were back there. I was between 2nd and 3rd.
No, Blake Cook and James Loveland just got into it, and James Loveland almost bent the car. Fortunately, those two have kind of collected it back up front. Looks like Robert Roeder and Grant Thorpe, these guys have raced together before. But watch, those right side tires are now starting to pay off. Robert Roeder going to slick around Grant Thorpe here, and Jeremy Burns wants to get every piece of that as well. So he's going to follow along with the 53. If I were Jeremy Burns at this point, work and be friends with the 53. 5 to go for the lead. That's going to be a battle, and no one's going to get any part of it as we are watching these two guys kind of really squeak their way around the rest of the field. Caleb Gilbert still holding on to the lead for now. Robert Roeder taking a peek here toward the inside, getting that fresh air, and here he goes. Around he goes for the lead, and now is past Caleb Gilbert, and exactly just there, pit strategy pays off as we get an overhead view. Oh, man! Oh. We get very careful. But fortunately, like I said, 4-Star Industries team, these guys are teammates, so it's nope.
Sure they are.
Yep. Do not cut in front of me at this point because, right now, the two of us, they need to work together. But I'm sure Caleb Gilbert would love to squeak out a win here on the season. But it looks like we got a couple of guys here in the back. I think Justice Murphy. Yep, we got a caution, and Trevor Earhart is around.
Yep.
Oh, man. Watch out for the rest of the drivers. Just stay there.
Sit.
Yep, just stay. Hopefully, oh man, I think he's broken.
Oh.
And that'll be Trevor Earhart's night there. I think it broke a rear axle.
Boop.
Oh man, I'm sorry everybody. Has 8 to go left in this one. I hate to see it happen.
Yeah, I'd much rather see iRacing than iPacing. So will this take us down, since at least in this league they do count caution laps, to a shootout at the end?
It shouldn't. We should have 8, so if you're counting a shootout within 5, yes.
Okay.
But these guys should be coming. I don't know anybody who would consider pitting at this point. You've got to stay out there.
Yeah, there's nothing left to make up time at this point.
All right,
you just have to hold your spot.
Take a little top view here. Let's see if we can kind of take a peek and see what happens. I don't know what happens toward the front. I feel like this happens before Trevor Earhart's spot. Yeah, looks like Berube and Justice Murphy got into it here. Oh, does Nick Alves squeak out? Oh.
Yes.
Nick Alves escapes.
Oh,
Peyton
Vanguard
Presley
does
gets
not.
it. Yep. Peyton Presley gets it, and it looks like these three kind of mash each other to pieces. Earhart, Presley, and Justice Murphy here. Oh, man, David Stanfield goes back up and gets it. Peyton Presley doing everything he can to keep it out of there.
Yeah, but he's still pushing forward. I mean, there.
Definitely a mix-up by a lot of those drivers out there, kind of where to be and how to get around. We'll go back to that one just one more time here.
Are we going to go back to where Berube and
yeah, and
like
Justice
the
Murphy connect?
pre-crash?
Yeah, oh yeah. We're definitely gonna get it. I just want to make sure we get high enough in the air. Try to get a good shot from the Michelin Chopper View. I got 3 different zooms here tonight. We'll start with this one. Oh wow, that was that was net code there. There we didn't even touch. I don't know what happened.
My.
Yeah, Justice Murphy gets a good amount of damage on that one. Let's take a look here. I believe it was the 16 of Al Likens that survived the mashup on this one. Looks like he got out of there. Let's take a look here with...
Is that the purple car?
Yeah, Albert Likens kind of behind him here. Let's take a look. Man, gutsy. Very gutsy there, especially you seeing Peyton coming back up the track and Justice Murphy kind of trying to see if he can retain his position and assess the damage to his car here at this point. But a lot of drivers still down pit road right now. Trevor Earhart's down pit, and it's just... So many guys. Like I said, I think all 3 of them, Justice Murphy, Trevor Earhart, and Peyton Presley, will be out. That is not what you want. That is not what you want. Not at all. So let's go ahead and rotate our way back to our leaders here at this point. Jeremy Burns is in front of Robert Roeder during that caution. There must have been a pass there that ended up happening. That got them around, and we can cut away real quick, and let's see if I can find kind of how that unfolded between those two guys for the battle for that position when the caution came out.
I was going to ask you, I thought there was no advancement.
Right, there is no advancement, but in this case, it wasn't. Because wait till the caution flag comes out. You see where Justice Murphy and Berube have made connection. It does not throw the caution until Trevor Earhart gets turned sideways. And here we go with the battle here. And yellow is out. So you can see he just gets the nose on him and beats Robert Roeder there on that turn. So good move there by Jeremy Burns. Now we'll not be staging at that point. In hindsight, it may not have been the best call. If you were kind of thinking long run here, because right now you've got 3 4-star industry cars around you. You've got Jared, you got Caleb Gilbert in the lead. You got Kevin Orlando hanging out here in the 4th position on the outside, and then you've got Robert Roeder in the 3rd. So right now, Jeremy Burns is kind of in the fly trap here, not really having a place to go, and all 3 of these guys are going to link up and leave the Team Disconnect number 9 Chevrolet out there hanging out to dry. These guys will know when to jump. And right now, we're going to have to see the reaction time of Jeremy Burns to kind of overcome this. All right, everybody, and we are going to go ahead and get this back underway here in just a little bit. Pace car lights are off. We're going to be getting it right to green. Yeah, great racing out of the Racing Revolution League. We'll see what we can go ahead and get this done. I think Stella's having a little bit of technical issues. Looks like that fancy mic told her to get given her a little bit of trouble. But hopefully she's able to kind of get it squeaked out here. Caleb Gilbert in the lead, taking away for a restart. And like I said, remember what I was saying, that 4-Star Industries team is going to figure out how to get it done. Follows Caleb Gilbert here, Robert Roeder toward the inside. Now, once again, the 53 and the 9 are going to be battling it out here for second place. Out there in the chat, looks like Tom Newman saying, rip off that rear view mirror. Here we go. But right now, Robert Roeder into the lead in the Ford. We'll see if we can get any more of a battle here on the front to get this underway. I'm not seeing anything going on here so far. I'm not sure what is going on. Let me see if I can get something undone here. Let me try that. Stella, you got a copy? All right, still battling that technical issue here so far. Not quite sure what in the world is going on here, but we'll get it squared away. Right now, let's stay on to the track. Robert Roeder and Jeremy Burns, 2 and 3. And once again, we're kind of seeing these guys flossing back and forth, trying to see if we can break that draft. And it does. Jeremy Burns sticks with the 53 high side, which is now giving the Robert Roeder a chance. And we got another caution. We got guys tangling up here toward the back. Looks like Al Likens, we saw him before get through an amazing wreck before, but I think he got caught up in that one along with Brandon Richardson. And that is going to bring out
we would definitely qualify this as a shootout.
Fourth deal, and there you are. Hey, you got it fixed.
Took me taking everything down and bringing it back up again, but it is what it is.
That's all right. Technology can only be so good, but it looks like we have another caution here. Glad you are able to join us. Brandon Richardson, I believe, may be the culprit of this one. This is a nasty one. We'll keep an eye on that 29 machine here toward the inside. Connects with Likens. Oh. Watch this. Man, and the two of them just bang. Yeah, the two of them get into each other, and definitely, I'm sure some engine damage for Richardson here.
At least, yeah. So much for the voodoo.
Yeah, definitely want to take a look here at the connection between these two that we saw in the beginning. Let me see if I can find Richardson. Kind of see if something happened here. Another look here at the replay. You're going to like this view. Looks like a little damage already to Richardson here. And we'll see if any sort of a lane change kind of happens as they're coming into turn 1. Looks like they come down just a little bit. Richardson not even turning the wheel. Not yet.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Likens wanted to come down a lot sooner. And that kind of undid it for both those drivers here. Yeah, Richardson doing his best trying to hold it, but it looked like it bucked him here. Down toward the bottom and slid him the rest of the way up the track.
Yep, those two are close enough to call it personal. My.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Drivers here so far really getting the tough stuff here, really making something happen. Caleb Gilbert gets in the lead. So far, Robert Roeder once again still hanging there toward the outside. These guys are still able to stay contained at this point. We'll see if anything kind of happens from here. Pace car lights are, at this point, still on. We're going to send you guys the commercial before we get to this final shootout here, and we'll be right back.
For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
And so we had an issue at a plant about 2 weeks ago. It was a traditional municipal wastewater treatment plant. Tremendous foaming on top of the basins. And so me and our lead operator for the site got our heads together. We pulled some samples, did the analysis of those samples. We actually looked at the bugs from the system under a microscope so that we could see the type of bug that was actually growing in there. And what we found actually was that there were very few bugs growing in there. The higher life forms in particular had died off, and we had the single cell protozoa type of bacteria growing in there. So what that told us was we probably got hit with some kind of toxic shock at the facility. So we immediately changed the way we were operating the plant. We changed the return activated sludge rates, the wasting rates, and did a few other things around the facility to try to really buffer ourselves against whatever had happened, because it's too late, right? It's already in the plant. So we're trying to buffer ourselves against whatever that toxic event was, because if it just happened, yesterday, it's liable to happen again today. Usually these things go in like threes. And so it's taking real world experience, knowing that we not only needed to look at the analytical data that we were collecting at the time, but also looking at the bugs under the microscope, determining what's going on with the bug population in the aeration basins, and then taking that information, layering that together with the data we collected through analytical analysis, and coming up with a solution based on all that combined, which I think is a pretty unique approach to dealing with a problem like that at a facility.
Appreciate you guys hanging out with us for those last commercials here. Always want to make sure we give a shout out here for our race sponsor of the night, and that being Coastal Financial, of course. Coastal Financial does some great stuff for us. Stella, tell me about it.
Well, they can provide you some financial services. They do both individuals and businesses. And if you're looking to achieve your financial goals, improve your current financial position, you can find them on coastalfinancial.com and also on Facebook at Coastal Financial.
All right, we are taking a look at the Coastal Financial 24 Chevrolet of Nick Alves. Hopefully he's able to fight his way back up to the front, but he's got a long way to go. Robert Roeder and Caleb Gilbert here toward the front. We keep saying Robert Roeder so much, but we keep finding him toward the front. I'm wondering if Jeremy Burns has anything for either one of these two toward the front. Like I said, still one in a million chance here for another one of these drivers to get it. Right now, I'm saying the top three right now are our guys to win it. 3 to go. When we get to the line, it'll be 2 once we pass. This is going to be a great shot for some of these drivers. Let's take another look here at our guy here starting in second. Robert Roeder's got to be sweating a bullet now to figure out how to get a great restart here. Caleb Gilbert, away they go. So fantastic start by the 53 and the 40 as these guys get going. Yeah, look at him. Definitely, you saw him jerk that wheel getting toward the inside. And he is chasing him all over the track at this point to get it done. Definitely keeping well composed here. Jeremy Burns staying on the inside of Alex Berube, who has seemed to kind of come undone. But so far, Roeder has clipped that wall.
He sure did.
Yeah, Robert Roeder
I'm watching that
wall.
feedback in his wheel.
Yeah, he is fighting that car around. You can see it. He is definitely heads down trying to get pushed around here. And we'll see how we get it done here so far. Man, I really want to take an eye. Watch out. I know there's a battle back here. Right now,
Yes.
Jeremy Burns in the middle. Grant Thorpe on the inside. Kevin Orlando on the outside. Watch the 24. Nick Alves, look out. This is not your time. We got to figure out a guy you want to push, man. And away they go. White flag at the line. Robert Roeder's last couple chances here to get it done. And I think he's going to be chasing down the leader. Caleb Gilbert may come away with a race win here so far, but we will have to see. Long way to go to get this done. As Berube sends it in through turn 1. We got 2 turns left to go in this one. Will Berube help Robert Roeder push his way for another race win here tonight? I don't think so, as it looks like Caleb Gilbert just right now is on a tear. Caleb Gilbert last pit on lap 61 with 4 tires and a full tank of fuel, and Robert Roeder made it short pit. Roeder kind of clips off the wall, blocks the 40. 40 blinked out there. Definitely a pucker moment, and Roeder is firing down here into the turn 3. Berube sending it on the inside. We're going to have a 3-car shootout here to the bottom. 19 makes contact. They are now spinning each other. Berube survives. Berube survives. Jeremy Burns into second and Kevin Orlando into third.
That was...
A lot of cars got absolutely bent there toward the end. Jeremy Burns survives those spinouts there with Kevin Orlando as well for a 2 and 3 position. I'm definitely sure I'm going to hear an earful of how Berube got that one, kind of going up and dooring him there a little bit and getting the two four-star industry cars connected. Let's go ahead and take another look at that, kind of what happened here.
That was brutal.
Yeah, right at the end of this race. What a fantastic run, and really, to me, way to cap off the Coastal Financial 200 here at Pocono.
Oh, my heavens.
All right, we are going to stay on to Robert Roeder on this one. He seems to have gotten the worst damage here so far. Here we go, around turn 3 once again. Yeah, I don't know if the car just hooked him. You saw it kind of going and it hooked him.
Well, he bounced twice, and Berube kept going, and just in the correction, it looks like he took... Oh.
Grant Thorpe plays volleyball with the 53 and sends him the rest of the way through the line.
Oh, did you see his trunk lid almost hit Barney?
Yeah, that was definitely close for that one. I know Caleb Gilbert, he took the worst of it here. He's still tumbling down the line. David Stanfield drives through him as well. And the carnage continues here once again at Pocono.
That was his race.
Yeah, we're going to go back and look at it one more time. I definitely want to see kind of what happened to the 40 car. I thought the 40 car was going to be unscathed at that point, and nothing touched him. I don't know if something different happened that maybe we didn't see. Let's take another shot at it here.
So, one bump from the 19 to the 53. He bumped back and then came up into the 40. That would be my view.
Man, and the 40 just narrowly escapes. Yeah, let's get through this. This is good.
Oh. Oh.
Man, and yeah, I hate to see it. Daggone.
Yes. Yes. That a lot of people didn't finish the race on that one.
Wow. All right, let's go ahead and get this one set up. That was a heck of a shootout for a lot of these drivers here so far. Like I said, Kevin Orlando was able to survive here in this one. To go ahead and get this one squared away. Definitely tough driving. I would say luck kind of placed a couple of these drivers here. But we're going to go ahead and have a little chat with one of them. One of them obviously being Kevin Orlando here in the third place finish. Up 10 positions from where you started, buddy. Talk to me here. Was that luck at the end?
A little bit. I mean, we had the speed all night. Felt like I got bounced around a little bit throughout the race, but, that's to be expected at this track because track position is just so important. When you get an opportunity, you just got to take it. And, so we were in the fight there at the end. Got a little bounce back on that first restart towards the end there, and, Ford ourselves, we were in 5th, I think, coming out of turn 3. And then, you saw what happened ahead of me. Luckily, you didn't get caught up in that, but I have no idea what that was.
Yeah,
I guess I got to thank the AMR safety team because I heard everyone's okay.
Well, I was going to say, man, and you say you don't know what happened up there. You remember what happened last year. That almost looked exactly identical.
Oh, much later in the race.
Well, yes,
much later in the race.
Yeah.
Last year it was lap 1. This year it was lap 80.
Yeah, definitely toward the end, and I'd much rather have it toward the end rather than toward the beginning. You guys practice all week, even the Monday league. You have Tuesday practice and things like that, and then get smoked out on the first race. That's what you hate to see. I was actually really surprised to see you guys not running a faster pair tonight.
Yeah, we reserved that for the super speedways, and even though Pocono technically is, I don't know. We really, I guess, don't consider it a super speedway. So,
I figured flashbacks from last race, that would have definitely undone it there, man. But definitely fantastic race out of you tonight here so far. I'm going to ask you one more question before I get to Jeremy Burns, our second place finisher. How did the track hold up to you tonight? Did it seem to kind of hook for you, no problem?
Not at all. Not at all. There was no grip all night. Right from lap 1, the car just wants to drive into the turns, especially if you're in traffic. You know, I know you're probably sick of hearing this dirty air, dirty air, dirty air. But there was definitely something going on when you were behind someone. You just did not have the front bite to get into the turns. I don't know if you noticed, a lot of people were running weird lines, late entries, because that was the only way to really get an exit on the turn because of the way the air was. You had to go higher than the guy in front of you to get some air on the nose.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I mean, we were fighting with it all night. Tires, you know, saw a little bit of fall off, but wasn't as big of a difference as I expected. Just because, again, the car wasn't driving anyway.
Oh, wow. Man, I hate to... And you kind of wonder what kind of you could have done to kind of turn that around and kind of, keep a general idea of how to... I don't know, man. Like I said, it's just from the outside looking in. That was a heck of a battle there, right there toward the end. And trying to make it squeak through. I don't know how you made it, man. I'm still kind of beside myself trying to figure out how you did it at this point.
The only thing I can say on this one is 100% luck on getting to where I was at the end there. You know, that's just cards falling in the right places, and me doing everything I can to put myself in position to benefit from whatever happens.
All right, man. Well, go ahead and give me your shout-outs, man. Let's get you ready for the next race that we got coming up, man.
Well, we got to thank Coastal Financial for putting on a great race today. So big thanks to them. Thanks to you, sponsors. Drawing a blank right now, but we got, of course, you guys over at Simstracks. We got Buck Kicker. We got Chapman Environmental. We got Ultimate Siding and Gutters. Just, again, thank you guys for, doing a great broadcast. I can't wait to watch it back later on.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, definitely you guys put on a fantastic race tonight, so it made it easy, man. Great job tonight. Awesome job, man. Kevin Orlando on the 27, man. I'll catch back up with you later.
Have a good night, bud.
All right, everybody, there's Kevin Orlando in the 27. We're going to go ahead and roll it back immediately already. Jeremy Burns really got it done. Having a little chat with him, I think he said he may have gotten his deal fixed here, but I'm going to hold him to it. We're going to try. I'm going to see if I can find Jeremy Burns here, our second place finisher here tonight. Let's see if I can poke him in. Come on, baby. There he is. All right, there we go. We found Jeremy Burns here. Looks like he has survived, man. All right, God, you got your camera working. Kind of left me hanging out earlier in the race.
Yeah, I apologize about that. I accidentally closed out all my my internet tabs, and I was just, as soon as I looked up at my camera, I didn't see the blue light. I was like, oh man, it's not even working.
That's all right, man. Well, I know definitely from the difference between. All right, let me rephrase that. Hey, I'm getting way ahead of myself. How does the Racing Revolution fare against the college series that you're running?
Both of them are actually extremely competitive. It's the Xfinity cars are a lot different though from the next gens. The Xfinity really, it's a fine line where the next gens you can push it a lot more. So I would say they're about the same. College might be a little bit more because you have guys in there like Steven Wilson and a bunch of other Pro Series drivers like Logan Clampett, and all of them are in there. So it's a lot. It's very competitive, but this is just as competitive. Like, if you didn't see that green, white, checkered, I mean, that's the most competitive you'll see at Pocono.
All right, man, dude, and really competitive at Pocono. You were kind of back and forth, and really interesting to see when you did and when you didn't pit out there. You didn't pit toward the end. Was that kind of a call, kind of a crew chief call there, or were you a little nervous that the top four of you guys hadn't pit yet?
So it was weird because the way that things were going, if it stayed green, when I pit, I would have had enough fuel to make it to the end. And I really did not want to give up that track position with how the draft was so crucial. And I knew that if I stayed out there, more than likely I was going to be able to get single file. And I knew at that point the tires were going to be even enough to where I could make it work and be out there on older tires.
And speaking of older tires, some of the guys up toward the front, Caleb Gilbert unfortunately got spun out there right there toward the end. You survive and you're able to fire your way through. really kind of what even some of your viewers out here kind of rooting you on were they all kind of puckered seeing how you kind of slid right through that one. Talk me through what you were seeing there.
So I saw where Caleb kind of blinked going down that last straightaway going into 3, and Raider had a very shallow entry into 3. And I knew that they were both going to wash up, and Berube filled the gap, and they were so tight coming off the corner. I was like, okay, somebody's going to wreck here. And I saw the 2 dip down. It was Raider and Gilbert. And I just knew that I was full speed ahead, because even if I got clipped, I would have had the momentum to get across the line. So,
Oh yeah.
but I'm just fortunate that, it didn't turn back up, and it's pretty awesome to come home P2 at Pocono.
Yeah, definitely something to see. Raider, I think, had the same idea. He pushed his way down to the bottom. I see that you were fighting with Kevin Orlando on the outside and Grant Thorpe at the bottom, but you seem to survive and come away with P2. Dude, go ahead and give me your shout-outs, and let's get you ready, because I think you've got Dover coming up next, starting on the 2nd of November.
Oh, yeah. So I got to thank Sonny, Robin, Bentley. They're all watching with my grandma. I got to thank the boys and gals of 604. I got to thank Mama and Papa Burns. They support me a lot. And I just got to thank you guys and Disconnect for giving me this opportunity to come out here and perform in front of a live audience. And it was just really great to get out here and perform and actually have a really good finish at a track that I'm not so good at. So.
All right, man. Cool. Well, we'll definitely talk to you. And don't go away just yet. I got to know about this red mist thing.
Okay.
I got no. Tom Newman's telling me about some red mist here, and I don't know if a little bit was on display here tonight, but I got to know about it. But great job here tonight, Jeremy Burns. Fantastic job, bud. Appreciate you joining us here tonight.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, everybody, and that is Jeremy Burns there in the number 9. He was able to get it done here, but dude, he just so many places to be, so many different chances, and he was able to come out really on top and get that one kind of secured where he needed to be to make it happen. But let's already talk about, Alex Berube here. So far, he's had no issues out of his car all night. And I'm talking, Stella.
He did initially. He
did.
had to go in and make all those repairs
But we're looking
right off
here
the
at
bat.
we're looking here at a slow replay. He's got that car, and his pit crew did a fantastic job straightening that car right back out. He seemed to know exactly what he needed to do to get it done. And let's go ahead and have a chat here with Alex Berube. That way he kind of knows what exactly is going on here as we get him squared away here. Alex Berube in the 19 machine. You got a copy?
Hello, sir. I got a copy.
All right, man. You come away as the winner of the Coastal Financial 200. Let's start at the beginning of the race. You started this race with a lot of right front damage. Is Pocono kind of tripping you up a little bit at the beginning?
Yeah, it's not called a tricky triangle for nothing. Especially in 1, this was my struggling tonight. Really had problems with 1, exiting 1 specifically. This is where I went into the wall twice. So, yeah, but I think the repairs that I had to do at the end of the stage, because I went too many I went too many pit through. It made me able to just repair everything and go back as a new car.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of poking out to our viewers out here is the side of your car only looks like you got a little bit of right rear damage, but, it looks like the pit crew did a fantastic job, got everything hammered back out, got a straight car again, and make you more competitive. Speaking of competitive, that last lap there, all right, walk me through it, because Jeremy Burns was kind of telling me that, Raider and Caleb Gilbert were kind of getting into it. What was your insight kind of taking the inside line there?
Well, let's start from the starting line. When we entered 1, especially after exiting 1, I had a good run catching, I think that was Jeremy, yeah. No, Robert. So, yeah, they were going at it. These 2 in front of me exiting 2, they were going at it. So I knew that if I entered the 3rd corner high and went straight to low, I would have a really good chance at being 3 wide, and it worked perfectly because the 40 was blinking. Entering 3 made the what's that number? I'm too far. 53 entered too low. They both washed up, and I took the opportunity to go inside, and that was the decisive move. But it was so close of being the three of us wrecking instead of just the two other cars. It was so close between me and the 40 at the end. That was crazy.
Yeah, definitely for sure. It was a squeeze, man. You guys just barely made it. I see you won by about half a second off of Jeremy Burns' front nose for the race win here. Definitely tough, man, to see. But you come away here, like I said, with the Coastal Financial 200, and next week is the Paws of War 200 at Dover. How confident are you feeling at Dover being a concrete track?
It is one of the tracks that I love the most. I really love Dover. It's really hard. It's really tough, but there is a rhythm into it that I absolutely love. How you have to like enter low, go a bit middle, come back down low, and exit the corner good. It's almost like turn one here, but way more with concrete and everything, with more banking too. But it's a track that I really liked, so I feel pretty confident.
All right, man. A lot more grip, I'm sure, to make sure you can go ahead and get around there to kind of square it away. But, dude, I hope I see you once again, you know, at least the top three at Dover. You've been pretty consistent here getting your way toward the front. But Paws of War 200, Dover, and you know these guys are definitely tough. You are, to me, from the outside looking in, you are a great addition to this league. And I appreciate you coming here and racing every night.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
All right, Berube, you know what to do, man. All right, final thing, go ahead and give me your shout-outs, and let's get you ready for Dover.
Well, I'm going to shout out to all my viewers that when watching me tonight. We went up to 7 people tonight. That's pretty good. Like Monday, I'm getting more and more viewers. That's pretty cool. So I thank you everyone for watching. Thanks for my mom for providing me the wheel at first. When I started racing, she helped me buy my wheel. So I think if I'm that good today, it's because of her.
Woo, go Mom.
Yeah, go Mom. And thanks for PC Express and Maxi for giving me a job.
All right. You the man. All right, Berube. Fantastic job tonight here, bud. And I can't wait to see what you got for us next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, everybody. Stella, there you go. Once again, seeing the mom hooks him up there and gets him squared away with his first wheel. Definitely something to see, as now you're able to see him here at the Racing Revolution, being able to showcase some of his moves here, especially to me against some of the best racing I've ever seen. I know I compete in the Monday League with these guys, and they're tough. They're not
Ruthless.
easy. Yeah, these guys are tough. So, but if you guys are looking to join the Racing Revolution League, keep in mind, they are looking for more drivers, always looking for more drivers. So if you're looking for some, see if you can sign up. Join them on their Facebook page. Of course, after you like, subscribe to every one of my social platforms. Make sure you join up there, guys, and we'll be able to go ahead and get that done and, you know, just be able to have a great time here tonight here at Pocono. Next week, we are looking at Dover for the Paws of War 200, and we'll be able to get that one done. Stella, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. You put me on a mission to find some good news about Pocono.
Yes.
Well, the only thing I could find, and it was a scramble, was that they put up enough solar panels that they completely satisfy all their energy consumption for the entire racing complex and 1,000 homes. Not bad.
Yeah, no kidding. Not too shabby. All right, Pocono. Good. There's some good news. All right,
I'm
everybody.
trying.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Once again, thank you guys for joining us here at Simtrax Broadcasting. Join us again, always, simtraxbroadcasting.com. You'll be able to find everything we've got going on there, including my upcoming schedule. I know I'll be picking up Thursdays for a little while for our NASCAR races at Coast to Coast as well, and the Graceland Shootouts on Saturday. But be well, be safe, be kind. Bye, guys.